There he is.
Hey, Tom.
There we go. Over there. Click the little thing down in the corner. The little mic. Down bottom.
Bottom left corner.
All right.
There
It
you
is.
go.
I'm going to take these off.
There it is. You figured it out. See?
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are
man.
you?
How are you?
Waiting for this snowstorm to come through.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a big snowstorm coming your way?
Yeah, we're supposed to get anywhere from, I think, like 8 to 14 inches, I think it is in some areas.
Gosh, is that something that you deal with every year?
Well, fortunately, we've been pretty lucky this year. We've had one a while back. We probably got about 8 inches out of it.
Yeah.
But this is our second time around, so they're not really for sure what's going to happen.
So where are you located?
I'm on the mid-coast of Maine. I'm in between the big city's Portland. We're probably about 45 minutes to an hour north of Portland on the mid-coast.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, you can
Sounds
keep
cold.
your snow. We don't like snow. We got
I
about
don't like it. I don't like it either.
that much for 2 days, and that was enough.
Yeah, you guys did get some, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, nothing compared to what most other people that get snow on a regular basis deal with. It was a little unusual for us. So I think we got maybe, I don't know, an inch or something like that. But it was gone within a day.
Yep.
So
Yeah, ours isn't going in a day.
yeah. So when you say mid-coast, are you close to the ocean then? I mean, are you close to the actual, how far are you from the ocean?
Yeah, we're pretty close to the ocean on the mid-coast here. Just down the road, you could probably go maybe 3-4 miles down the road and you can get to the coast there.
Really?
Popham Beach is one of the areas that's pretty well known for visitors and stuff. That's pretty close to us. So you can go down there and see the ocean there. And tomorrow, I guess the waves are supposed to be crazy.
Really?
I love
Yep.
the ocean, but not cold ocean. Warm ocean. I'm a California girl. We like warm.
So I guess you might as well introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are.
Well, I'm Thomas Jent. I was born and raised in Indiana. I went into the military in '87, got out in '91. I moved here to Maine about the end of 2012, beginning of 2013. I've been here since.
Yeah.
Right now I work, well, when I first came out here, I worked for the Maine State Prison. So I was a prison guard for about 2 years, which babysitted the older men.
That's what our son-in-law does.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah.
And then about two years after that, I came to BIW. Now I help build destroyer battleships.
Oh, wow.
Wow. No kidding.
We have a big shipyard here in Bath.
Uh-huh.
They've been here for years. And right now we build the Zoom Walt. And we also build the Arleigh Burke, which is their main one. So I've been with them for about 6 years almost.
Wow. Wow.
So what do you do, welding? Or
No, I originally first started, I worked on the ship. I was a pipe coverer. Went around and we covered all the pipes once they were installed and all that. I did that for about a year and a half, and then I went and moved into the planning department, which now I basically put all the designs together for the people on the ship. And they take our packages and they're basically jobs to be done.
Wow.
We're kind of ahead of them, so we get the jobs and put them together, and then we send them down to the yard, and then when they're ready to put the job in, they'll go and get that package and put them in.
Wow. Wow. So what's the timeline from beginning to end and building this thing? Any idea?
Well, used to, years ago, I mean, years ago, they probably had 12, 13,000 people employed.
Yeah.
Today, we have about 6,000. So basically cut it in half.
Yeah.
The technology we have is a lot better than back then. But like I said, they had that many people and they were working about 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So you're looking right now probably 3 to 4 years to get the ship out of our yard. Then usually it goes over to like California. They'll take it on the sea trials, make sure everything's okay. And then once that's done, they basically send it over to California to get the rest of the remaining stuff done over there.
Oh, fascinating. Yeah, that's, so how far do you have to travel to get to work from your house?
Well, right now we work in Brunswick, which is a facility out there, which is what Bath is renting a building out there. Here in a couple months, they're going to move us back to the yard. So it takes us about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to drive to Brunswick. But when we go back to the yard, it'll be like 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's just down the road.
15 minutes and all that snow is going to be a little bit longer.
Well, I tell you, we much prefer to go to where we're at now because parking is so much easier. Right now with Bath, you have a lot of stipulations of where you can park, a lot of paid parking and all that. So if you don't have like a paid lot, you're kind of searching for somewhere to park.
Wow.
And that means getting there like an hour early just to get a place to park. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
We park
Yeah,
right out there in the backyard.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
so tell us about your woodworking. I mean, before you found us, were you into woodworking and doing woodworking stuff, or you know, tell us kind of your background as far as that goes.
Well, when I lived in Indiana, me and my dad used to build stuff over at his shop and stuff. He'd build cabinets and just do little things here and there, basically for him and mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into it because of, dad, basically. And when I came out to Maine, I had some of my stuff still, but I also accumulated quite a bit once I got out here. But I just made odds and ends stuff. I really didn't do signs until I found you guys on the internet. Basically what I did was just get out there and doodled around. I made cornhole boards. I made headboards, just odds and ends stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not to market to sell, but just either for your own use or for friends or whatever.
Yep. I made a couple concealed weapons boxes, American flags types, and there's a guy that was in the Navy, so I ended up doing the Navy symbol for him, and I made a couple of those, and yeah, it was just odds and ends stuff for friends and family, basically what it was.
Gotcha. And then, what was it that kind of spurred you to run across us, or what was it? How long have you been kind of following us and what we do then?
I actually just started following you guys last year when all this COVID stuff went in. We had taken some time off work because they had allowed us to take time off if we wanted to.
Oh.
I'm one that usually doesn't take time off, but I got fed up with it, and I thought, you know what, I just need a break.
Yeah.
So it was probably back in, I want to say end of April maybe, is when I took the time off. So that's when I kind of started getting on YouTube and just looking at different wood stuff, and I came across the carving stuff with you guys, and I started watching that, and I went from there. And I thought, I never thought about it using a router to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've used routers before, but palm routers were just like do your edges with, you know, it's just something for me to do an edge. So I only had like a, I think it was a Craftsman at the time.
Yeah.
So now I got two of the DeWalt 611s. I got the 20 volt cordless one.
Uh-huh.
I still got the Craftsman, but I use that for just my keyhole slots because it's about, I think it's about on its last leg.
Yeah, there's some of those have been around for a long time.
Yeah, and the only thing, like, I'm like you, the thing with the Craftsman is it doesn't have the right adjustment. So you can adjust it, but it'll fall down. It's not one of those, like the DeWalt's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The DeWalt is still the best. And the fact that you've got, so you've got 3 DeWalt's, and you got the one battery powered and then 2 corded ones then.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. So I guess the 611s are getting kind of tough to find.
They are. We're Lowe's and Home Depot around here, they're completely out.
Yeah.
I did see some at Ace Hardware in Bath. That's been a few weeks ago. Now, whether they still have them or not, that's a different story.
They're not available in our Amazon store anymore.
About 3 or 4 days ago, someone said that they were available in our Amazon store. So I went and looked, and they were from the DeWalt store, but not now. Now they're unavailable, you know, so who knows? But yeah, the DeWalt, the 611s are in demand right now. And I had heard from somebody that they were going to be discontinued, that DeWalt was discontinuing the 611, but it's kind of a falsehood in the fact that, you know, and I don't know if you know this, but every time I'd see like a small CNC machine, I'd see a 611 on there. I'd see a DeWalt 11. That yellow just stands out. Everybody knows what it is when you see it. And so what DeWalt's doing is they are discontinuing selling the spindles for the CNCs, but they're not discontinuing the handheld DWP 611s. So at least that's my information so far. I think they're just getting on them.
Yeah, because DeWalt, I mean, last year I was looking for another 611, and everywhere I went, it was like, okay, it's not on Amazon anymore. I was like, what's up with this? And so I checked Rockler. Rockler had some, and there's a couple other places that had them. Well, about 2 weeks later, I went in to go get me another one, and I could not find one whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah.
And so about 2 or 3 weeks later, I think I went onto your site, or maybe it was Amazon. It was on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I happened to find one, and I thought, I got to jump on it now because it may not be there, you know, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and ordered it. And then I think it was around November, the box store, Home Depot, they had that 20 volt cordless on sale if you bought the 2 batteries, which was, I think it was $199 for a 6 volt or a 6 amp and a 2 or a 4 amp.
Wow.
But you got your choice of the router or a skill saw or whatever.
That's a smoking deal.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I can't pass that up. So I went and got that too, and still waiting on my other 611 to get in. So.
Oh, it still hasn't showed up?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
yeah, that's why I got 3 now.
That's a great deal on that battery powered one. Good. So
It
tell
was,
us
and I heard.
What kind of signs are you making?
Well, I've made the home signs for families and friends. It's got the home on it with the coordinates and everything. I've made my daughter a couple signs for like family signs. It says family.
Uh-huh.
I think it says where life began, or where life begins and love never ends, something like that.
Yeah.
Then just odds and ends signs here and there, just like Popham Beach sign. I'm getting ready to make a welcome sign. I'm working on a gift right now for basically my parents. Their anniversary's coming up. So I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's nice.
That came out
Oh, they've
beautiful.
been married a long time.
Yeah, I think it's 58 years.
Wow.
So I'm working on that. I'm letting the enamel dry because I remember Dale had issues with his black enamel, spraying it too early. So
Yeah.
I want to get it all done and let it set for maybe 5-6 days before I even try to attempt to spray anything on it.
So whatever you spray on there, make sure it's crystal clear, because otherwise it'll turn those white letters, it'll turn them yellow.
Yeah, I have that Rust-Oleum spray.
Rust-Oleum clear. That
Yep.
should be fine. That should be okay. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Normally I paint my letters after I put my finish on, but you should be okay with that. Yeah. And what did you use on the color there? You said enamel?
Yep, one shot.
One shot. Yeah, you should be okay then. You should be all right. Yeah, man, that came out great. So how'd you do the flat background?
I use the quarter upcut spiral bit
You did.
for the inside of the clearing it out. Yep.
Yep. Boy, that came out nice. They're gonna love it. Great job. So
Yeah, they're so hard to buy for, and I thought, you know what? That's what I did for Christmas was I sent Christmas gifts with signs that I made for everybody and
yeah,
all that way.
Yep.
yeah, that's true.
Better than having to go shopping and try to figure out what to give to who, and yeah.
It is. And last year was so crazy. It's just like, you know what, I'll just go out there and they get more excitement out of something I made than something built, you know, from the store.
Exactly. And I think that's why DeWalt is out of routers. I think so many people feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just looking for something else to do and they're locked in and maybe they've been into woodworking. And so, yeah, I think that they just, and I had heard that they build based on their projection as far as those DeWalts and maybe other power tools too, built on projections. And I think they just sold that, they under projected. They just didn't realize so many people were going to start doing woodworking and different things. So I'll take part of the credit for showing them on my channel.
You get part of their money.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think woodworking stepped up last year with all the COVID. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
a lot of people went into it.
Now, are you married?
No, I have a better half. We haven't gotten married or anything. We've been together.
Yeah, together.
Yep, we've been together for, well, let's see, about 4 years now.
Oh,
Going on 4 years.
Cool.
She works at the same
What-
place I do.
Oh, she works the same place. Does she get involved in any way, shape, or form in your carving?
Well, I actually had her do the painting. She's like, when this COVID hit, she's like, I need a hobby. I'm like, hey, I can get you something, you know? And
Who I hate the most? Sounds like him.
yeah.
oh yeah. So I told her, I said, well, I'll do the signs, and if I need it painted, I said, I'll let you paint them.
Does she like it?
She painted that one, yeah. It's a little hard for her to do because with holding the brush, how you got to hold it, it hurts her hands after a while. So I think it kind of bothers her after a while, but she does it. She
I'm gonna have
enjoys
to use that excuse.
Yeah, you take your time. You just do 10 minutes at a time and take a rest and come back.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So you're not doing it. You don't have any plans to do this and put them out there and sell them or anything like that, or is that maybe something later on down the road?
I think it's going to be something maybe later down the road. I kind of got to get out there and see what's out there and see who's doing what. Maine has like farmer markets and stuff, but I've never really ventured out and looked to see what people do and what they have out there.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do right now is just do it for friends and families. You know, if someone wants something or whatever, do it that way.
Yeah.
And then once I see what's out there, maybe get down to the mid-coast stores and Booth Bay, where all these are tourist attractions, basically towns. And go to some of the stores there just to go in there and say, hey, you know, talk to some of the owners and see if they would be interested in like buying 5 or 10 of them to see if, you know,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
So,
But
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
the winter time here, it just hurts because you come home, it's like 5 degrees out. It's like, man, I don't want to go out there, you know, it's cold.
Yeah.
And I have a portable heater out there, which runs off of propane, and I can let it run for a half an hour and warm it up in there enough to work. But I'm having issues with just the warm to the cold to the boards warping. I've tried, you know, like you, I've tried sealing them, but when I start carving, before I'm carved, all the carving's done, they're warped already. They're cupped.
Yeah, because you've exposed new wood. And that's the thing you got to think about. Anything that's brand new exposed, if there's moisture in the air or cold or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes it tough.
Oh my God.
I wonder, so
Sorry.
how far are you, this is just a kind of a random question. How far are you from Freiburg?
Oh, we're probably about 2 hours or 3 hours from Freiburg. How far? Oh, about an hour and 40 minutes.
Gotcha.
What's the Freiburg?
Bob Hatch. Bob Hatch.
Bob Hatch is over there. Yep.
Yeah, and he does a lot of stuff for the guides. You know, I don't know if you've kind of looked at what he does, but he's got a niche where he's doing a lot of for the rangers and the guides. You know, that kind of thing. The forest rangers and forest and fishing guides and hunting guides and all of that. He's got a niche set up, and then he goes to the Freiburg, the fair. Yeah, and does real well. He has
Does he
for
carve
years.
out there?
I don't know. Bob is not carving on site. He just takes orders. He has a big booth and he takes orders. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the Freiburg Fair a couple of years ago, and I seen Bob Hatch out there. I seen his sign.
Yeah.
And this is before I knew who he was anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sets a booth up out there in the Freiburg Fair in one of the tents out there. And like you said, he basically takes orders there.
Yeah.
And then, but he doesn't, I haven't seen him, or he wasn't at the time doing any signs out there. He was just taking orders.
Yeah. I don't think he's doing any on-site stuff. He's taking orders and then either shipping them, or I think the fair is long enough. Some of them, if it's early, he does them and then brings them back before the fair ends. I think he's doing some of them that way.
Yeah, it's a good possibility because I think that's a week-long fair, I believe.
Yeah,
Maybe
it goes for a while.
longer.
Yeah. But he's a terrific guy. I've never met him in person, but he's been following
it for a long
for
time.
following us like since almost like the beginning, like way back. Yeah,
Wow.
like 2000. I don't know, 10 years at least. 2010, maybe even before that. But terrific guy. He's a great guy, and he really makes beautiful signs, and he does big stuff. I mean, some of his stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of his.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
What I'd like to do is later on down the road, I want to maybe put a bigger building out back where I can get it climate control, get heaters in there where I can leave it at 55, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
But right now,
Cold.
huh?
That's cold. Cold for
Yeah,
me.
it's still cold, but it's a big difference when you go out there from a 5-degree building and then into a 55. It feels like summertime.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, you'd probably roast out here in the summertime, but
We was actually out in Arizona 2 years ago. No, it was a year ago. We was out in Mesa. Her mother and her mother's husband has a fifth wheel out there in one of the retirement
mhm.
Mesa Regal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a bunch of retirement.
Oh yeah, this area is
something.
huge, and especially down in the Phoenix suburb areas, down
Mhm.
Apache Junction and Mason.
Chandler.
They're big areas for snowbirds. People that come out of the north during the winter
Yeah,
and
we
go
were
down
just
there.
down there this weekend.
Yeah, we were there yesterday. But yeah,
Well, we went out there last year during Christmas. It was our shutdown. And so we decided to go to Arizona. Thought, well, we'll go where it's warm. It was lousy.
Yeah.
Days it rained the whole time. It never got warm hardly, except for the day that we got ready to leave. It was supposed to be in the 70s.
Yeah.
yeah, and that it's kind of a most of the time it's good climate even through the winter compared to up north compared to you guys. But there are times like it's been we've had some rain and I think
Sprinkles today, but
yeah.
tomorrow it's supposed to be about 70. So.
yeah, so kind of hit and miss.
Still
Yeah.
a little chilly, but it's okay.
I'll be snow blowing my driveway out tomorrow.
So you got to like plug in your cars at night to keep the blocks from freezing and all that.
Plug them in?
No, they're in the garage.
Okay.
We don't really have to plug anything in.
What do you mean, plug them in?
Well, there are some places where if your cars are sitting outside and you're in extreme weather, there's actually ways that you can plug them into an extension cord to keep the block from freezing solid. I've never done it, but I've heard.
Okay.
A lot of your diesel trucks, if it's a diesel truck that have glow plugs or something like that, that's what they usually plug in is, something with a diesel truck. But
Gotcha.
for our vehicles, no, you don't have to do that. It's just got to get out there and get it warmed up before you get in it.
For about an hour, yeah.
That's where that automatic start thing, if you've got one of those
Yeah.
automatic start buttons. I can't afford a vehicle like that, but some people can.
Yeah, those
Here's
come
my
in
automatic
handy.
start.
What's that?
So those come in handy when you're in the winter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's see, any specific questions I can answer for you? Any issues you're having? Anything I can answer?
Just send me some warm weather. I'm just ready for warm weather.
So when does kind of springtime weather start warming up for you guys?
Usually about May,
Wow,
Wow.
you gotta wait.
because it stays cold here and it depends on, how the weather is. It hasn't been too cold here lately, so maybe we won't have that bad of a winter and it'll get warm earlier, but usually you're looking at April or May before you can even like get a boat on the water or go fishing or anything like that, because there's still ice on the lakes.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
okay.
you don't go out and do the ice fishing thing, huh?
No, I don't do that.
We did it. We did it a couple of years ago over in
Once.
Minnesota.
Yeah, in Minnesota. We flew
That
up
was
to
awesome.
Minnesota. It was fun, actually.
Yeah.
They've got those ice houses.
Lake of the Woods up there.
Man, some of those people with those ice houses, they're like luxury cabins.
Yeah.
You know.
Or
Oh,
they
yeah,
got
that's
these
what
motor
they-
homes where they just have a hole and they dig it
Yeah.
fish out of the motor home.
Yeah.
That's what they have around here. You'll see a lot of ice shacks, but ice fishing it just worries me too much to get out there. They're like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. The ice is thick. Well, there've already been some that have fallen in and broke through this year. So it's like,
Oh,
no.
really?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they just had one about a week or so ago. They had his little ice shack and he was pulling it with a side-by-side. And luckily he was right on the edge getting on, and both of them just went through. They had to get a wrecker to pull them out.
Oh,
That's enough. That's enough. No more ice
no more ice
fishing for
fishing.
me.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta know. That's all I
Well,
gotta know.
That's what
the night before we were getting ready to leave, it was really windy, and they don't have a bathroom in their thing. It's an outhouse, so you have to go out.
Mhm.
And all I heard all night long was crackling, crackle, crackle. They said it wasn't wasn't the ice, it was the things on the
Yeah.
roof or whatever. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So that was pretty nerve-wracking.
No, I'll wait till the water warms up, and that way, if I fall in, at least I know I can swim out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not dead in 30
Right.
seconds. from
Yeah.
Hypothermia.
Hypothermia.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do more fishing this year with her, bass fishing and some crappie fishing. Last year, it was just all screwed up.
Yeah.
I did kayak fishing last year, and that took a lot of my time, but I don't think I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to try to do more with her fishing, and plus we camp. So
Okay, where is her? I know she's around there somewhere.
she's in here, Tanya.
Come on, come and say hi.
Uh-oh.
I'll get her in here. They want to know who you are.
We just want to say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Nice to
That's
meet
Eric
you.
and Vicky.
nice to meet you.
And what's your name?
Tanya.
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 No, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
She's my painter.
Painter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, we're going to try to do more fishing this year, hopefully.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They're going. I don't know.
I think we might be going to Idaho. Dad and I grew up when the business first started. We grew when it was just Dad and I, because I was the baby of the family. We used to go to Idaho every year, Idaho, Montana, and fish the Salmon River and the rivers and trout fish and salmon, but mostly trout fishing up there. And so Dad wants to make one more trip while feels like he can still walk up and down the banks and stuff. So we may be doing that this summer. I'm hoping.
Well, that'd be good.
I'll
Yeah.
stay home and work.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll take my vacation too.
Okay, so let's wrap this thing up. So you know how this thing goes. We normally kind of get an idea from you on advice that you could
Words of wisdom.
pass on to somebody that's maybe just starting out. Is there anything specific that you wish you had known early on that you kind of maybe learned the hard way, or just some words of advice for brand new people?
The most I have is just be patient with what you do. I mean, I have learned the hard way by trying to carve something out too fast, getting in a hurry, and then the router jumps on you, or something like that. So just take your time. It's something that you're doing that you want to do good with. So don't make it a rush. If it takes you an hour to do it, it takes you an hour. If it takes you 2 days to do it. Just be in a hurry to get something done, and then mess up and have to do it all over again.
That's great advice. And and I know that sometimes I have to force myself just to walk away, for 15 minutes, just go grab a sandwich or something if I've been at it for an hour and a half. Because sometimes you kind of get in that mode, and then the closer you get to the end of the projects, the more you want to hurry up and see what it's going to
Right.
look like. And that's when you need to back off and just take your time and come back to it. So that's great advice. That really is good advice. I don't say that
Yeah,
often.
Yeah, I learn as I go. I mean, it's just step by step, knowing what step to do first and then what step to do next.
Yep.
I've done things where I have it in my mind, this is how I'm doing it, but I forget one step and go to the next one. I thought, oh no, I got to go back and do this step.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's just patience.
Take your time. Great advice. Good advice. Well, it's been fun, man. Thank you
Yep.
for joining us.
Yeah, when you come back to Arizona, let us know. We'll get together.
Well, it won't be around December.
Well,
If we do. I
you
mean,
don't want
it'll-
to, let's see, right about May, when you guys are warming up, we're right in the middle of, 8 months of killer hot. So
Yeah, we normally
there's no happy medium. It's cold and then it's hot the next day. It's
Yeah.
like,
it's kind of that way, yeah.
mhm.
We hope for around March when we start hitting, into the 80s and
90s.
stuff. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could say that.
Then about July, it's about 128, 129. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Well, I enjoyed being on here with you guys and talking to you, and maybe we can meet up one of these days when we do decide to go back out there, or
Well, maybe,
take a,
you know, who knows, maybe, you know, I still have this thought that I'd like to be able to get everybody together, or as many people as we can together from all over, and maybe pick a central location that's easy for everybody to get to. I still would love to do that. Just
Mhm.
spend a weekend. If we can make sawdust, that would be that much better. But even if not,
Coffee shop.
just to have a big kind of a family reunion kind of thing. That would be cool.
yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Well, it was nice meeting you and talking to you.
You too.
So
You guys have a good week and enjoy that warm weather, and I'll enjoy this cold for you.
Yeah, stay warm.
stay
warm.
inside. All right, buddy.
All right.
Thanks again, man.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Oh.
Man.